Okay, so Blue Beetle. It's now out on Now TV. So I was able to give it a look, right? The film is directed by Angel Manuel Soto. It is written by Garth Dunnet-Alcocer. It is produced by John Rickard and Zev Foreman. Executive produced by Garrett Grant, Walter Hamada, and Galen Weissman. Co-produced by Casey Huddenfield and Alice S. Kim. The Haxon Cloak, aka Bobby Krylik, took care of the music. Powell Pogorelski was on cinematography. Craig Alpert edits the piece. Chelsea Ellis Bluch and Marisol Roncalli handled the casting. John Billington is on production design. Art direction, we have Ricky Aguirre, Julian Ashby, Artie Contrases, Nathan Crookmore, Ariel Nescoen, Jay Pellicer, Mallory Santana, and Michael Owandi. Set decoration is Jennifer M. Gentile and Andrew King. Myers C. Rubio is on costume design. And our cast, right? So Xolo Medina is Jaime Reyes or Jamie Reyes, right? His dad, Alberto, is played by Damien Alcazar. His mother, Milagro, is played by no, that's his. Hold on, this will be a better one, I feel. Okay, so his mother, Rocio, is played by Elpida Cariello. His sister Milagro is played by Belissa Escobedo. His uncle Rudy is played by George Lopez. We then have got Jenny Cord, played by Bruna Marquien. There is, gosh, who would she be in comparison to? So Victoria Cord is, I guess it's her aunt, right? Jenny's aunt, and she's played by Susan Sarandon. Right, we got Victoria's scientist assistant, Dr. Sanchez, played by Harvey Guillian. There's Carpax, her bodyguard enforcer, played by Royal Max Treligo. Who else do we have? Oh, I forgot Jamie's Nana is played by Adriana Barraza. Right? There is who else is there? Okay, so the voice that Jamie hears, Kaja Da, is voiced by Becky G, right? Hmm. Oh, yes. So Ted Cord, the original Blue Beetle, is voiced by Bobby McGruffer, right? Yeah, I think that's probably the main group of people, right? And the gist of the story is okay, Jamie Reyes suddenly finds himself in possession of an ancient relic of alien biotechnology called the Scarab. When the Scarab chooses Jamie to be its symbiote host, he's bestowed with an incredible suit of armor that's capable of extraordinary and unpredictable powers, forever changing his destiny as he becomes the superhero Blue Beetle. Dum, dum. So, yeah, with this one, there was a lot of conflicting. Like some people seemed to love it, some people didn't. I knew people that liked it. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a look, right? Thought I'd give it a look. And I don't know, right? There is definitely some funness to this film. There's also a lot of stuff that makes no sense whatsoever, ever, right? I think you do believe in the Reyes family. Everyone, it feels like a family unit. Everyone, that's all there. I do think that they go a little bit too heavy on trying to force comedy into the film, right? I have no issue with there being comedy, right? It's just real forced, real shoehorned in here. So it's just a bit like it gets a little bit much, right? Gets a little bit much. Also, we have this love interest situation which feels real out of place. It feels real out of place. It feels odd, right? Because it's why, right? Why? That's the big thing here. Because we get to know what we do not have a why. With it, there is nothing that's like, oh yes, I can see how they might like each other, right? I can see how that builds. No, there is absolutely nothing here. Absolutely nothing. And the other big thing is, right? Jenny Cord looks a lot older than Jamie Reyes. And in fact, right, the Jamie Solo, right? He's 22 and Bruna is 28, right? So she's older than him in real life, and it's clear the characters are older, right? The other amusing thing is that Jamie's sister, his younger sister, right? Belicia is actually older than Solo, right? She's 3 years older than him. Again, you can tell, right? And that makes it kind of odd. That makes it all odd in the film that we have characters and it's like meant to be playing certain ages, but you're just like, this don't add up, yo. This don't add up, right? So that's kind of weird. We have this thing with yeah, Victoria's assistant, which the whole outcome of that, it doesn't really make, because you just be like, listen, I get to a point, but the stand that finally gets made, you just be like, Why then? Why not earlier? What are we doing? You know what I mean? There's just things like that that don't really seem to add up. Like where this story is going, what's gonna happen, all of that kind of jazz. A big issue is this whole thing of yeah, Jamie being like, I don't want to use violence. What I mean, well, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Because right, he's like, I don't want to use violence, but the way he's hitting people, right, they're flipping through the air, smashing against the wall. So you don't think that that impact is going to kill someone, right? In the real world, that impact is killing people. It's like straight away, that's killing you. You know what I mean? That's gonna kill you. So the whole notion, "Oh, I don't want to use violence, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Also, these people are straight trying to kill you, right? They trying to kill you. It's yeah, you know that they're aware of superheroes and all of this. That we get Superman referenced and some other people and all of that kind of jazz. So if you know, right, you understand the villains and all of this kind of thing. So you know what's at stake here. You know all of that. So it's just this weird thing of I'm not killing people. And I'm not saying you have to be like, yeah, I'm gonna kill people. But if you're trying to save someone and everyone's trying, like, there's certain things that you would just have to do. You don't have to like it. You know what I mean? It's not being like, yeah, lick the blood up, you know what I mean? But just there needs to be like better justifications, better rationales to make these films actually feel realistic in that sense, right? Because it just comes off as real goofy, just so fucking goofy, you know? And especially when you don't know how to use your powers and you're like, I can't do any. And so wait, someone is literally going to sit there and let people tee off on them. No, no, they're not, right? It was amusing in the film when something happens, right? And you get everyone blaming this person for this thing happening. They're blaming them for this. When you think about what happened was they were like, don't touch the thing. Specifically, do not touch the thing. So the fact that you went against what they told you, now that's on you. That's not on them. They didn't tell you to do the thing. Nothing would have happened if you didn't touch it, right? But again, not pointed out, right? It's very weird. It's very odd when that kind of shit happens. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, come on, what kind of world is this, right? Where people don't seem to want to take responsibility for their own motherfucking actions, you know? Then you've got everyone using things, that they've never used before, but doing it well, right? There's a gauntlet that seems to be the equivalent of a Green Lantern ring, which is kind of confusing because even when Blue Beetle came out, I think, if I'm aware, there wasn't the kind of idea of doing a Green Lantern film or TV series. Right, so it's not like Green Lantern wasn't even on the docket. So if you're creating this thing that is the same as a Green Lantern ring, are you not muddying the waters? Right? I kind of feel you are, you know? Yeah, now to be fair, I don't know DC that tough. So maybe, there's a load of these kind of things. I don't know. But on what I know, it just seemed a bit weird. Yeah. As I said, look, the film, there's some fun things in the film for sure. And I can see why a family would enjoy this film. I can see why a little kid would enjoy this film. You know, there's enough in there for it to play like that. I thought this was probably better than The Flash. You know, it's don't get it twisted. It's not the worst film. It's not the worst DC film, right? I don't love it, but it's not really made for me. It's not really made for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think if you enjoyed probably Aquaman, The Flash, Wonder Woman, like any of those films, I feel the Blue Beetle should work for you. You know, I think, yeah, it's not, I wouldn't say it's worse than any of those films. You know what I mean? So I think if you enjoyed those films, you'll like Blue Beetle. You know, it's not Black Panther, right? It's not Ant-Man, it's not Thor, it's not like it doesn't stack up to any of those films for me, but it might do for you, right? So it is out everywhere on all VODs, Blu-rays, DVDs, all of that jam, people. So if you want to watch Blue Beetle, these are my thoughts, baby. So they might rock with you, they might not, you know. Go make your own choice and let me know what you thought. Blue Beetle.